Hello, dear students. Today, before moving on to this topic, which is ecological relationships, we are going to briefly discuss what we have learned in our previous videos. We started off this chapter, ecology, with defining this term as the study of ecosystem. Then we moved on to discuss the ecosystem and defined it as a combination of biotic and abiotic factors. Furthermore, we discussed about the importance of carbon oxygen cycle and why it is so crucial for sustainability of our planet. Then we also highlighted how humans are having an adverse impact on this carbon oxygen cycle, and in result we are facing global warming. During this we discussed different terms: greenhouse gases, greenhouse effect, added greenhouse effect, and these greenhouse gases, these are present in nature, but due to human activities, they are being increased in the amounts present. Then we discussed food chains, food webs, and energy flow. In food chains, we discussed the links, that how one species is linked to another species and how the energy is being transferred. Similarly, in food webs, we said that a combination of food chains develops a food web, and that food web, its importance is to highlight the intricate relationship among different forms of life. And in the last part, which was the energy flow, we discussed that how inefficiently energy is being transferred from our primary source, which is the sun, to the planet, and from the producers to the consumers. Now, this inefficiency is, however, useful and productive and enough for our planet to sustain and survive. Now, today's topic is ecological relationships. We are going to explore different relationships which are observed among and between these biotic factors, between these living species. The first one is competition. Now, competition, it is present but in the very nature of every living species. Now, for what do they compete? They compete between or among each other. For what? For limited resources, which can be defined as food, shelter, and space. These plants and vegetation, they compete with each other to get sunlight, to get exposed to sunlight. That is why in dense forests, in dense jungles, you can see tall trees. This is the very reason they have grown so tall, among other various features which they have developed while competing, like roots. They have developed to have long, deep digged roots into the ground. Now, why so? To extract the useful and precious materials, useful and precious minerals from the soil and water from the soil. So, this is how plants are in competition. Similarly, animals also compete. They compete for food, shelter, and space. They also compete for breeding. Then, coming on to flowers. Now, you might imagine how flowers are in a competition. Well, these flowers, they produce brilliant colors. They produce brilliant and beautiful aroma, and in result they get attracted by the bees. These bees, they come to them, and in return they got stick with their pollen grains. And these pollen grains, when when these bees fly around, these pollen grains are spread. This is how flowers ensure their reproduction. The benefit of this form of ecological relationship is that it creates biodiversity, the vibrant colors in the flowers, the diversity of nature observed in forests. All of this is due to this instinct of competition, because it ensures survival of the fittest. It ensures long life for that animal or species for that matter. Now, the second form of ecological relationship is predators and prey. Now, predators, these are the hunters, those hunt for food, those hunt for the resource, and the ones who got hunted, who gets affected, they are the prey. Examples can be observed in safari: lions and buffalo. Lions eat up buffalo. Lions are the predators and the buffalo are the prey. And the lynx, which looks like a fox, hunts snowshoe hare. It's like a looks like a rabbit. So there are various other examples present in nature. What is the benefit of this type of relationship? Well, it helps to regulate population size. Now you might wonder how population size is being regulated by this form of relationship. Well, the predators, they always hunt the weak, the sick, as we have already discussed, that living in this on this planet is not an easy job. It's the survival for the fittest. Therefore, if you are weak, if you are sick, you will be get hunted and removed from the surface. Another benefit of this relationship is that it ensures healthy packs, flocks, livestock, whatever form of life you are discussing. So, how they get healthy? Well, the diseased, the sick, the weak are being removed by the predator, which ensures that the rest of the population do not get affected and stays healthy. So, this is the importance of predators and prey. And one more thing which regulates the population size is that when the number of prey they get increased, in result the predators, their number also increases. Why? Because very less predators, there would be less predators or no predators to die of famine, to die of hunger. So their population would also increase over a period of time. And when predators population also increase, in result, again what would happen? The population of prey would start to drop. When the population of prey would drop, in result again the population of predators would drop. This is how this cycle keeps on going. And when the population of predators drop, again the prey would have sufficient time to reproduce, and again this cycle would continue. This is how this relationship helps in regulating the population size. Now, the third form of ecological relationship is symbiosis. This is a term given to living together, when different forms of life and different living animals, living forms of life, biotic factors live together. It's known as symbiosis. And the way in which they live together, let us discuss that. The first form of symbiosis is mutualism. In this form of relationship, both the living, they are being benefited from each other. For example, cow and the bacteria. The bacteria is living inside the cow's stomach. Now the cow has provided the bacteria with shelter. The cow is eating food which is being eaten up by the bacteria. The cow is also providing food for the bacteria. In result, the bacteria helps the cow in digestion by breaking that food which the cow eats into smaller components and releasing the essential nutrients required for the cow. Another example of this mutualism is the bees and the flowers. As we have already discussed, that flowers compete, they have brilliant and vibrant colors for bees to be attracted towards them. So, when these bees are attracted towards them, what do these bees get in return? Well, they get the precious nectar from the flower. And in return, these flowers can reproduce by sticking their pollen grains onto the bee's body. The third can be easily observed, the relationship between cows and these birds, crows. What is the what is the benefit here for both of them? The crows gets a snack in form of ticks and fleas, and the cow is relieved of that itching. So this is mutualism. You can come up with various other examples. Coming on to the next form of symbiosis, which is commensalism. In this, one of the species gets benefited while the other species is neither benefited nor harmed. For example, when a shark has its meal, the leftover is eaten up by remora fish, and the leftovers have no meaning for that shark. The shark won't be harmed, neither the shark won't be advantaged. So, in broader terms, we can say that these predator and scavenger relationship is a commensalism relationship where the predators, after having their part of the food, when they leave, these scavengers, they come and eat up the leftovers without harming or giving advantage to the predators. Now, this also ensures the cleanliness of the environment, the cleanliness of the oceans. The third form of symbiosis, the most dangerous form, it is parasitism. In this, a parasite, what is a parasite? A parasite is a living species that lives off the body of another living species. Now, by living off, we mean it sucks the essential nutrients from subject's body or it sucks its blood to live. So, example, ticks and fleas which are onto the skin of the animals. As we have already discussed, they drink the blood and extract nutrients. The worms that are present in their digestive system, not the bacteria, the worms, they spread disease, they harm the animal, they eat up all the nutrients. So, this was today's lecture about the ecological relationship, and now we are able to develop an understanding of the importance of ecological relationships. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Stay blessed, stay tuned. Goodbye.